Welcome to Book Hub. Today we will continue with the second episode of The Scarlet Pimpernel. The link of first episode is mentioned in description. Back at the pub, later in the night, two of the Englishmen talk of the need for the Pimpernel to return to France immediately to save the Comtesse's husband, the Comte de Tournay, who has been sentenced to death. But as they begin to read the Pimpernel's instructions for moving forward, they are ambushed by Chauvelin's men. Chauvelin scours the room for evidence and finds a letter signed by Lady Blakeney's brother, Armand. He leaves satisfied, knowing he now has a way to blackmail Lady Blakeney into helping him find the Scarlet Pimpernel. At Covent Garden Theatre, the Comtesse de Tournay attends the opera, only to be reminded of the continuing horrors in France and the unlikelihood that her husband will make it out alive. She remarks bitterly that should Chauvelin need an accomplice, he should seek out Lady Blakeney. Chauvelin corners Lady Blakeney at the opera and reveals the letter he has found. If she does not help him, he will ensure that her brother is executed. He tells her that if she helps him at Lord Grenville's ball to discover the identity of the Pimpernel, who is supposed to be meeting with his men in secret during the course of the party, then he will give her her brother's letter the next day, and she can destroy it. At the ball, Lady Blakeney is paralyzed with anxiety, fearing for her brother's life. She can't explain the situation to her husband, Percy, who she finds completely useless, and thus believes she must shoulder the situation alone. She follows two of the Englishmen and sees them hand off a note. She follows the man who has the note to a room where she distracts him long enough to read it just before he sets it to flame. The note says that the Scarlet Pimpernel will be in the supper room at 1 o'clock. Lady Blakeney tells Chauvelin what she has read in the note. He goes to the supper room, only to find Percy Blakeney napping on the sofa in the corner. Chauvelin stretches out on a couch as well, waiting for the Pimpernel to appear. He doesn't, and Chauvelin tells Marguerite that she better hope that the Pimpernel is caught, her brother is not saved yet. Lady Blakeney and Percy go to their country home outside the city of London. Under the stress of all of her dealings with Chauvelin and the coolness of her husband, Lady Blakeney explains the circumstances that led her to denounce the Marquis de C's family at the tribunal, namely that she was tricked into the condemnation. Percy isn't sympathetic. He tells her that she should have revealed her role earlier. Lady Blakeney asks for her husband's help in saving her brother, but Percy remains cold. He says that perhaps she should ask Armand, but Lady Blakeney isn't sure how to tell him that she needs her husband's help, since it's Chauvelin who is blackmailing her. Still, Percy perceives his wife's fear and assures her that her brother will be safe, though he still withholds even the slightest sign of affection. Lady Blakeney fears that she has lost her husband's love for good. Only when Lady Blakeney leaves, despondent by her husband's refusal to show her love, do we see Percy break down, clearly still very much in love with his wife. Lady Blakeney realizes she has always been in love with Percy and that she has underestimated him. The next day she finds Percy about to leave for the north, and is surprised by his mysterious departure. And yet she feels confident that it has something to do with his promise to save her brother. Lady Blakeney takes the opportunity of Percy's absence to peek into his study, which is organized and neat. She wonders why Percy presents the image of the buffoon, when he is clearly a competent and thoughtful man. She sees a small gold ring on the carpet, which she picks up. It has a flat shield, engraved with a Scarlet Pimpernel. Lady Blakeney suddenly realizes the true identity of her husband. Indeed, not only does she realize her husband's true identity, but Lady Blakeney also realizes that she has unwittingly betrayed him to Chauvelin, who plans on intercepting the Pimpernel in Calais. Soon a messenger arrives carrying her brother's letter, which Lady Blakeney takes as evidence that Chauvelin is close to catching the Scarlet Pimpernel.